It was an unusually warm morning for early spring. The sun was already high enough to cast a soft golden hue over my small backyard garden. I always found peace in the quiet hum of nature, flowers blooming, bees buzzing, and the rhythmic scrape of my trowel in the soil. My name is Evelyn Carter, a widow in my late 40s, living a quiet life in a small Indiana town. My husband passed away 5 years ago, and ever since, my garden had become a place of healing. That morning, as I knelt by the rose bushes, softly humming an old tune, I felt a strange presence behind me. I turned sharply, startled. And there he was. "Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you," the man said quickly, raising his hands in apology. It was someone I had only seen once before, Daniel Miller. He'd moved into the house next door just a month ago, but had mostly kept to himself. Mid-30s, tall, with dark wavy hair and eyes that carried a quiet sadness. I had assumed he was just another busy professional looking to escape city life. I stood up, brushing the dirt from my knees. "You startled me, Mr. Miller. Please call me Daniel. I just wanted to say, I hope I'm not intruding. I saw you out here, and, well, I brought something." He held up a small paper bag. "Fresh muffins. I baked too many." I smiled politely. "That's kind of you. You didn't have to." "I know," he said with a small shrug, "but I thought maybe we could share a quick bite. If that's okay?" Truthfully, I hadn't shared breakfast with anyone in years. But something about Daniel felt sincere and a bit lost. I nodded. "Give me 5 minutes to wash up." We sat out on my patio, the garden surrounding us like a quiet witness to the moment. The muffins were blueberry, my favorite, and surprisingly good. We talked for hours about books, gardens, life in the city, and why we both ended up in this sleepy town. Over the weeks that followed, our morning conversations became routine. He'd bring coffee. I'd make scones. We talked more about his move. Daniel had gone through a tough divorce the year before and was looking for a fresh start. I understood all too well the aching silence of a house once filled with love. One morning, while I was trimming the hydrangeas, I heard footsteps again. This time I didn't jump. I smiled instead. "You're getting quieter," I teased without turning around. He laughed. "Learning from the best. Got a sec?" I turned to find him holding a small pot in his hand, a baby sunflower plant. "I thought you could add this to your collection." My heart warmed. "Thank you. It's beautiful." As I planted the sunflower, Daniel knelt beside me. We talked about how plants teach patience, how growth is silent but steady. I felt something stir inside me, something I hadn't known in years. Not quite love, not just attraction, but companionship. One weekend, rain poured relentlessly. No gardening that day. Daniel showed up with 2 bowls of homemade chili and a blanket. "I figured you might be cold," he said. "Mind if I stay a bit?" We sat by the fire, and for the first time, we talked about grief. I told him about Mark, my husband, and the silence that followed his death. Daniel opened up about his failed marriage, about how it made him question everything he thought he knew about love. There were moments when we cried and moments when we laughed through the tears. That day, the rain outside couldn't wash away the warmth growing between us. Still, I was cautious. Life had taught me to be careful with new beginnings. But Daniel never rushed. He helped me repaint the garden shed one weekend, and we ended up splattered in white paint, laughing like teenagers. He took me to the local farmer's market and helped me pick herbs for my kitchen garden. Small things, but they meant everything. Then came the afternoon that changed everything. I was in the garden again, hands deep in soil, when I felt a light touch on my shoulder. I turned, smiling. "Hey, you." But Daniel looked different this time, nervous, fidgeting. "I got an offer," he said. "A good job in Chicago." My heart sank. "Oh." "I haven't decided yet," he added quickly. "I needed to talk to you first." We sat in silence for a while. Then I said, "You should go if it's right for you." He looked at me, searching my eyes. "Is that what you really want?" I didn't answer. Truthfully, I didn't know. I had grown used to his presence, his laughter, his quiet understanding. But I also knew life offered no guarantees. "I don't want to leave," he whispered. Not if there's something real here. There it was, the question I'd been too afraid to ask myself. I don't know what this is yet, I admitted. But it's something good. He nodded, visibly relieved. Then maybe I'll stay. Just not for the job. From that day forward, things changed, but slowly. We didn't rush. We continued gardening. We shared books. On my birthday, he built me a birdhouse and placed it by the lilac bush. It was the most thoughtful gift I'd received in years. Months passed. One day, a new sunflower bloomed, tall, golden, radiant. Daniel looked at it, then at me. You know, that one's stronger than I expected. I smiled. Sometimes things grow even better when they're not forced. He reached out gently, took my hand, and we stood there in silence, watching the flowers sway in the breeze. In that moment, I realized something: life gives us second chances. Not through grand gestures, but in quiet mornings, shared muffins, and blooming gardens. And sometimes, someone walking up behind you when you least expect it ends up walking beside you for the rest of your life.